So, the Bucs aren't good. It pains me to say that because we started off the season so well, but after today, we aren't good. We really are not. Uh, just all across the board, we had a lot of mistakes, a lot of avoidable mistakes. Just not good. Not good. Baker Mayfield was 27 of 42 for 275, a TD and an INT. Uh, we did not get anything barely on the ground. Rashad White was the leading rusher with 13 attempts for 34 yards. Baker Mayfield had one rush of 31 that really made our stat look better at the end of the game, but just not great running the ball. Uh, and I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you do is the problem because this is a good team, a team that could contend and that could push for a wild card spot or even further. I don't think we're a Super Bowl caliber team, but I think we could make the divisional round. And hey, if we got lucky, we could make the NFC Championship. I think we're a quality team. The only problem is there's a disconnect somewhere that's making us play poorly. I don't know where that disconnect is. Desmond Ridder played a solid game. And props to our defense. Our defense played well through most of the game. They made some mistakes, and some of those were not great mistakes. Like just leaving guys wide open multiple times. We got burned by Algier. We got burned by Scotty Miller. We let up a couple of big plays, but the defense got 3 turnovers. So, two of which came on the 1 yard line. So I can't overly fault the defense. This is on the offense. And while I've seen so many different takes, like you go on Twitter and you'll find somebody saying every different piece is a problem. You'll find people saying Baker's the problem, saying that the running game is the problem, and it's the running backs. We need better running backs. And some people saying it's the coaches. We need to fire all the coaches. And some people saying, oh, it's the wide receivers. Oh, well, Ryan Neal blew it again. We need to get rid of him. You can find somebody blaming everyone. You can find a post blaming anyone and everyone on this team. And I think that the problem is more widespread than just one person. Desmond Ridder was 19 of 25 for 250 yards. He had a good game. What can I say? Algier had 21 attempts. Patterson had 10. They didn't even play around. He had one run. Bijan Robinson had one run near the end of the game for 3 yards. That's the only time they used Bijan. We didn't even have to deal with their 3-headed monster at running back. We still got gashed. 59 yards for Algier, 56 for Patterson. Ridder himself pulled it down and got 38 and got a touchdown. The passing game is where I was disappointed because the Falcons have not had a good passing game all year, and we let them dice us up. Algier had a reception of 46 yards. Scotty Miller had a reception of 46 yards. Like, just left and right. Drake London had 54 yards on us. Algier had 53. So, there were mistakes on defense, but all in all, I can't pin this on them. Also can't pin it on the receivers, because Evans and Godwin and Rashad White, all 6 receptions. Evans, 82 yards and a touchdown. Godwin, 66 yards. Rashad White, 65 yards. Cade Otton did his work too. 5 receptions, 43 yards. Tompkins had a few catches, but made a key mistake in trying to too hard to get extra yardage and fumbling the ball. So that was his mistake. I'm not going to burn him too much for that. It was a mistake, and he needs to look back on that and not make that same mistake, but I'm not going to hold that entirely against him. I think there's a couple of things that need to happen. Canales has had an issue running to the outside, and I don't know why. It's making our run game very predictable, and it's making it so anytime we line up for a run, they know it's going to be right up the middle. I don't know why we don't have an outside run game, unless we're doing a jet sweep. That's the only time we seem to run to the outside is on a jet sweep. But I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think Canales calls a good game overall, but he just needs to incorporate more outside run. And there's a couple of times, like right there at the end of the game, where he called pass, pass, pass. It was first and goal from the 8. 3 passes in a row, 3 incompletions in a row, and, you know, we had to accept a field goal. Actually, it was 2 incompletions and a sack. But, and to Canales' credit a little bit, to take some of the heat off of him, Mike Evans was wide open in the end zone, and Baker did not even look his way. Evans was standing by himself. He wouldn't have even had to move. Baker would have just dropped it into the basket, and Evans would have stood there and just caught, like playing catch out in the street as a kid. It would have been so easy, and Baker just missed him. And I don't want to roast Baker too much because he made some good plays, but the problem is he's not doing what he did earlier in the year. When we were winning games earlier in the year, all 3 of our wins, he played safe, effective, efficient football. He didn't turn the ball over. He didn't take sacks. He didn't make stupid throws. He did what he had to do to get us the win, and that was it. He's trying to play hero ball too much, and I understand our run game wasn't working, which is why I'm giving him some levity. But we can't have that. Baker has to be able to just kind of sit back and do his thing. We can't make him try and win the game for us because it's not going to work. He threw a bad interception. He took a couple of bad sacks. He missed some open receivers. He definitely could have had a better day. But I don't know what needs to happen. I personally would like for us to try out Trask. Not because I think Baker is done or he's cooked or anything, but because I think we need to try something new. We need to mix things up a little bit. Bring Trask in. See what Trask can do. Maybe he does a little bit better than Baker. Maybe not. But there's a disconnect right now in the offense. We scored 1 touchdown across 2 weeks. 20 points total across 2 weeks is not acceptable, especially when we're not winning games and we're, as a matter of fact, getting embarrassed. Like, make no mistake, the Falcons are not a good team. But neither are the Bucs. Props to the Falcons. They did just enough to win. But, frankly, neither of these teams deserved to walk out with a win the way both of them played. But especially not the Bucs. They had so many opportunities, so many chances that they could have capitalized on and won this game, and they just didn't. So, we've got a difficult game on Thursday night, which I will not be calling. I know I normally do the call, but I've realized a scheduling conflict that I cannot alleviate, so I will be busy during the Bucs game. I have no idea if I'm even going to watch it because I'll be busy. So I might call Sunday Night Football next week or Monday night, whichever one seems more interesting. Or maybe I'll just find a random game throughout the day to call to replace my normal Bucs game. But yeah, Bucs lose, and we have a lot of questions. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed. And let's hope the Bucs can at least look competent next week against the Bills. That is doubtful. Have a great night, everyone, and peace out.